to go to, if you're on Twitch, right, you'll be able to see this. I want to go to SPEEDSTA and Zingah. Right. For those who don't know what happened, Zingah went on to 5 hip-hop nights with DJ SPEEDSTA. Right. And as he went there, Lord of the Jig was explaining, right? Lord of the Jig was explaining. I'll explain, Rulani. Relax your body. There's conduct here. Lord of the Jig was explaining his career. Here's how it starts. I know a whole lot of you guys react to clickbait. I mean, you react to UNC'S Corner clickbait, right? I done seen who you niggas pedestal, so I don't care who you rooting for. You niggas don't have critical thinking, unfortunately, but that's on you. But I'm going to bring all context to the table, and you guys will understand why I stand with Zingah.
No, this is easy for me, because this is what we do as rappers. So the pen was
you guys don't rap?
Huh?
Just write.
Yeah, we write. It depends on...
Freestyle.
It depends. If you get a chance, you can freestyle. If you like,
here's a chance.
We're going to stop it there, and then we're going to go back, right? I'm going to play it 10 minutes prior to that moment, because that's the moment that you guys saw, right? I'm going to play it 10 minutes prior to that moment so we can actually hear the context as to how they get to that point.
I really did the music guy thing, you know, because I can just point at the plaque on the wall, like, yeah, you know, even for the grandkids, like, I used to, yeah, well.
Yeah.
What do you think Pori saw in you? Because he created that beat specifically for you, right?
Yeah, which was crazy. I guess he saw the work I was doing with the pen on the other artists' music, because we'd have like Lindo, Mafigizolo come in, Shikana.
And you'd be writing for them.
You know, the pen. And for me, even while penning that, I'm never thinking like I could as a my song type thing. I'm just lending the, you know, the technicalities that come with harnessing and honing being a rapper.
Did it feel like you're writing a reference track?
It's like, it's like, oh no, this is easy for me, because this is what we do as rappers. So the pen was.
You guys don't rap?
Huh?
Just write.
Yeah, we write. It depends on
freestyle.
It depends. If you get a chance, you can freestyle. If you like,
here's a chance.
Now we'll stop. I don't like this because it's contrived, right? I don't like this because it's contrived, because the context was, you heard Shabzy ask him, hey, what did Pori see in you for him to make that beat for you? Right? And he's explaining, I've been writing. I was writing for myself, Figizolo, Mlindo, and all of these guys. Right? And they're asking about the technique. You understand? They're asking about the technique. The context of this question is, so you write, right? You don't rap, you don't freestyle. As per the context of the question that Shabzy asked, how did Pori make the beat for you? Right? Or why did Pori make the beat for you? It's like, I think Pori made the beat for me because he saw the work that I was doing while I was with him. Right? While I was with him, making the songs from Lindo, Mafigizolo, and all them. Right? And it's like, so you write. You don't rap. It's like, I rap, I write. Sometimes I freestyle. It's like, how about you freestyle now? That's not the we talking about writing songs of a different genre completely, because I have a songwriting skill set that I hone through rap. That's the context of the conversation. Why do I need to freestyle in that context? Why? What's the purpose of me freestyling if I'm answering a question that was asked by a co-host in as far as my writing capabilities that essentially came forward and were built while I was still a rapper? Right? And then clickbait shows us this.
SPEEDSTA, I told you when I
There's
came
the
in,
chance.
you're not gonna make me rap.
Why don't you want to rap?
You can't make me rap.
It has
dog.
nothing to do with
How you gonna
freestyling.
make me
Pepper.
rap? You know how I came up.
Some people don't.
Who doesn't?
I know. But there might be someone listening that
Who doesn't
doesn't.
know how I came up?
You see, so what he's doing now is that he's creating a moment that wasn't even there. There's no need to create that moment. You are milking the cat, as Becky's saying. There's no need for him to create that moment. The conversation was, I'm writing songs of a different genre for artists that don't do this rap thing that we do. Mafigizolo, and they were talking about Dlala, which I believe is a song that is not of our genre or of our culture. You understand what I'm saying? Now, if you're asking me to rap, when I also had told you previously that I don't rap, dog, I'm not going to freestyle. You understand? And then you force me to freestyle to get clickbait. It's a problem. But it gets worse. Because as we move forward, they change their tone when he stands on his ground. And they say, oh, you can actually say you don't want to rap. That's still hip hop. Then why the hell are you making a clickbait video? Let's go.
Finding our identity, we're still trying new features and so forth.
First and foremost, this is what he
Coming
says. This is what he says. He goes on to say, oh, the show actually doesn't have no freestyle rap, whatever. We are finding our identity, right? We're trying some things out. This is what he says.
Gentlemen.
I mean, let's have the conversation.
Yeah,
Like, it
because-
sounds like you have a perspective.
Yeah, because I also heard you say on a couple of interviews, like,
A couple is crazy.
why you gotta rap? Why would you go rap on SPEEDSTA show?
That's
and
not what
I
I
actually-
said.
and
What
I-
quotes is that?
And
What are you
I actually
quoting that
said
for?
last week where I said, well, to answer you, Zinger, this show is brand new. We are still finding our identity. We're still trying new features and so forth. So
Yeah.
the freestyle thing is something we just introduced.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
And so that's what.
So the freestyle thing is something that you just introduced. Why? Because the K-Kid video took off. Because you asked Tony Diamani to rap. He didn't rap. It didn't take off. Of which Zinga also asks that question. So you saw that it took off. And you're like, oh, okay, cool. So we're going to make this a thing. And we're going to drop those clips. Right? We're going to drop those clips continuously. Right? Let's see.
What I was saying, I was like, that's kind of unfair.
No, but it had already been, it
Done.
happened before Key.
Before
Key
Key.
wasn't the
But
first
did
one.
Kid know she was
You
going to
didn't
have to
listen
rap
to
when
me,
she came
Planet.
here?
look, the first of all, you see how like you didn't want to rap?
Yeah.
It's chilled.
You see how you didn't want to rap? It's chilled. So why did we chastise K-Kid, right? Because you made K-Kid look crazy. And I was one of the people that chastised K-Kid, right? That, oh, you got to rap, whatever the case may be. Because the context of what happened that day was that. Like, oh, rap, we got to rap, whoop, 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 whoop. Now you're talking to a retired rapper who just came back, right? You come into a retired rapper who just came back, who's also a podcaster. You understand? You asking him to rap when the context of the question has nothing to do with rap. He says he doesn't want to rap. You refer that, oh, it was okay. He also refers, right, to Tony Diamani, and Tony Diamani didn't rap, I believe. Right? And SPEEDSTA asked, oh, then why didn't the Tony Diamani clip take off? So to me, it sounds like, oh, now we're going to create this whole system because the clickbait worked. It seems contrived now. You milking the cat.
It's all good. The problem came with the clickbait tweet.
The clickbait tweet that was caused by the clickbait video that you fed us. It's very important to note. The clickbait tweet is caused by the clickbait video that you gave to us. It's very important to note. Right? It's very important to note. Because the context here, the reason why I stand with Zinga, is the context here is I am here, right? I am here to talk about all the business ventures that I'm doing. Me coming back to rap, but most importantly, me expanding my network. The conversation from the co-host is, why did Pori make a beat for you of a different culture or of a different genre? You are explaining why he did or why you thought he did. SPEEDSTA's asking you to rap. Under what circumstances? I just need to understand. Under what circumstances? Right? Under what circumstances? The circumstances don't dictate rapping. The circumstances was, why did Pori make a beat for you of a different genre? Or maybe because he saw the music that I was making for other bros of a different genre. The reason why I can make this music is because I've been honing my pen as a rapper for years, sitting with the best hit makers in the country. Why am I freestyling at this current moment when we're talking about a different genre? Completely.
Okay, but you're not answering the question.
What is your
She
question?
know she was gonna have to rap.
No.
But let's speak to, okay, I saw TTP
So
on
that
your
means
show.
she's unprepared to rap.
No.
then.
How are you unprepared to rap as a rapper?
That one I stand with. That one I stand with. How are you unprepared to rap as a rapper? But context is very important. The context, as Shabzy will say later in this interview, the context with K Keed is it was banter back and forth. You know what I mean? So it's like, oh, if it's banter back and forth, let's do the rap thing. Right? Let's do the rap thing. You understand? This is not that. And then on top of that, you are trying to take it off of you and say, oh, it's because she said this. No, dog. You clickbaited us. We reacted a specific way, right? Upon context, the reaction of the people was right. Because the context, right, needed KK to rap. The context of Zingah, there is no context. There is no context. The same way that Slicker told him, like, hey, listen, dog. Yeah, he's not standing on what he did. He's most definitely not standing on what he did. Because if I come through, if he invites me, right, for example, if he invites me, now this will go different with me because I always keep something in the tuck, right? But if I don't have something in the tuck, I've never had something in the tuck or I haven't had something in the tuck for 8 months. I've been a podcaster for 8 months. And you come talk to me about UNC'S Corner and all the work that I do at UNC'S Corner, right? And I'm like, oh, yeah, I used to rap, you know. I got a couple of projects out. I used to rap, but now I'm really focusing on UNC'S Corner because, like, the culture needs me, you know. And you're like, oh, word? You used to rap? How? Let's check. Nigga, I'm not going to rap. I'm here as UNC to talk about UNC'S Corner. Why do you want me to rap? I'm not even here as a rapper. I'm here as a commentator. I just used to rap. Which is the same with Zingah. And if you watch this interview, it's 30 minutes. I'm not going to play all of it. It's 30 minutes, right? If you go watch all 30 minutes of this interview, right, Zingah stands on what he says and then speaks is like, actually, let's get away from this K-Key thing. Same as Proverb. Proverb is a presenter. If someone says, hey, Proverb, rap now, it's like, nigga, I haven't touched the pen in months. You understand what I'm saying? So, in as far as K Keed, she's a rapper, right, that was promoting an album. Contextually, they were talking about rap and everything else, right? Here, we are talking about songwriting. You understand? We are talking about songwriting. We're talking about, hey, dog, I'm just chilling here, dog. You know, I used to write songs for piano bros. Whoop-de-woo, whoop-de-woo, woo, woo, woo. And then the thing is that he goes, oh, okay, it's not me. Woo, 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 woo. And it's like, SPEEDSTA, dog, come on. Right? Because another thing is, when did SPEEDSTA become the super hip-hop guy? I said this yesterday when I was having, or day before yesterday when I was having a conversation with Becky, that when did he become the super boom bap guy? Of which, that's what Zingah also was asking. Like, dog, we know how you come up. You know how I came up. Like, we know how we all came up. When did you become the super boom bap we rapping guy? Of which his answer was like, oh no, we just starting this thing out. What? It's a brand new show. We're just starting things out. And then he's like, okay, then tell the niggas that come up to your show that if they come up to your show, they have to rap. So if Zingah didn't say to him, do it, you gotta tell these niggas, he wasn't, right? Which goes back to one thing that Shishiliza said when I was talking to Shishiliza about this, that it seemed contrived from the get-go. And I was like, nah, I don't think it's contrived. But this is contrived. This itself is contrived because when did you become this guy? You know what I mean? When did you become this guy? You may have done that in the VAR, wherever, but dog, the industry knows you with mayo. When did you become this guy? You understand what I'm saying? So it's very important to note that you I see like Rod Keith says he likes pressure, whatever the case may be. Rod Keith, what you need to understand that, and I'm going to be very, very, very clear with you. What you need to understand is that not everybody needs to rap, number one. But also, number two, a lot of niggas that really want to hear niggas rap is niggas that haven't wrote raps a day in their lives, or good raps a day in their lives. You understand what I'm saying? So it's very important to note that I said this again when I was talking to Becky. I said hip-hop requires an authoritarian figure. Speedsta's not that guy. Speedsta's not that guy. He's not the authority. He can never be the authority. That's why I like the Slicker interview. Slicker was like, hey, you can't do that. You can't. Right? You understand what I'm saying? You can't do that. So I like what Slicker said. Speedsta cannot be the authority guy, because if you are the authority guy and you are if part of you being the authority guy is taking, it's very important to note, if you being the authority guy is bringing in a video camera into your studio, right? Creating content on YouTube, on your thing, not even the radio station's YouTube, on your YouTube. You understand? Your personal YouTube, right? And then you take it and then you post it on social media to get a reaction. What are you chasing? Because you're most definitely not chasing, right, authority stuff. Because this then feeds only you. When we go watch this, we go on your channel. So what does this say about you? Are you doing this for the culture? Are you doing this for you? Because essentially you are doing this on 5FM. You understand what I'm saying? And you are essentially the only hip-hop show that is nationally syndicated. Big shout out to that. As Zinga said, go crazy. But if you're going to be the authoritative figure, act like one. Stop ambushing niggas to freestyle. Yes, we love freestyle, right? We love freestyling. We also do love when someone says, hey, let's kick a free. You expect everybody to show up. But context is very important. With everybody else, I cannot speak on it. But with this one, big dog, this man wasn't there on that type of time. And he did say prior, dog, I'm not rapping. Because he's writing, he's probably not right. He even says himself like, hey, right? Zinga even says himself like, hey, I think I'm going to go back. Because in as much as I'm doing this podcast thing and whatever the case may be, there's people who want to listen to my music. So I think that's what I'm going to go do now. Moving forward, I think this is something that I'm going to incorporate in my life. I'm going to go make my music. Now, there's people that don't like Zinga music. It doesn't matter. Whether you like Zinga music or you don't like Zinga music, it is inconsequential to the greater hip-hop sphere. You understand what I'm saying? But it's very important to note that this moment had nothing to do, right, with what this nigga showed us. And again, I want to speak to every commentator out there. You niggas love reacting to clickbait. You niggas are like, you are the guys that are ruining also this thing, because you guys, right, like I saw Swisher react to this and it's like, did you even watch the full 30-minute interview? I hate that commentators don't do their work. They're just quick to come out and say some shit, and then it creates a crazy narrative, and then y'all come to UNC'S Corner and then y'all, you understand? But if you're a rapper, in my opinion, you should have something in the tuck. Look, I understand, but if you're not Zinga. This man has been walking around doing interviews all the time. He's not sitting there writing bars. I can guarantee you. This man sits there, does the interview, goes home, raises his children, does, like, he's outside, he's got a show on YFM, he's executive producing a project, he's doing the UNC'S Corner thing, by the way, right? It's not the UNC'S Corner thing, but like, he's doing that thing of bringing rappers that are on his show, right, bringing them together and like creating an album. He's executive producing an album, right, of other rappers. He has no time to write rhymes. You understand what I'm saying? He's outside doing things. So to expect a man that hasn't even touched the pen for quite some time, we would speculate, to freestyle because you want to get a clip, that's crazy to me, bro. Where's the integrity? But I'm learning every day that niggas in hip hop don't have integrity. And again, if they see this, if you see this, dog, and you ask, yo, who the fuck is this nigga, bro? Hey, I'm just a normal guy from the internet, dog. If you feel disrespected, I don't mean disrespect in any way, shape, or form. This is my opinion. You understand? But I feel like that was crazy what you did right there. That was crazy what you did right there, and the way that you presented it is crazy. And if your whole thing is, hey, bro, we got to create clickbait to get people to watch the video, right? I get the hustle. You understand? I get the hustle. I do get it. I understand it. You understand? But, yeah, dog, like, it gets weird. It gets weird very quickly.